Ever feel like you're juggling a million things at once, replying to emails while on a call, maybe even scrolling through social media? You might think you're being super productive, a multitasking master. But what if I told you that the very thing you believe is boosting your efficiency is actually a silent saboteur, draining your energy and killing your focus? Stick with me, because in the next few minutes, we're exposing the myth. We'll dive deep into what science says about your brain's ability to focus, unpack concepts like cognitive load, the real cost of context switching, and arm you with powerful strategies to reclaim your attention. Let's start with cognitive load. Think of your brain's working memory, the part that actively processes information, like a small workbench. It has limited space. When you try to handle one complex task, it fits comfortably. But when you cram multiple demanding tasks onto that workbench simultaneously, well, things start to fall off. Information gets jumbled, and your brain struggles to manage the overload. Research shows that our brains can't truly process multiple attention-rich tasks at the exact same time. What we perceive as multitasking is actually rapid task switching. And this switching comes at a huge hidden cost known as context switching cost. Every time you shift your focus from an email to a report to a message, your brain needs time to disengage from the previous task and then load the context of the new one. These little mental gear shifts might seem tiny, just a second or two, but they add up. Imagine losing 10 to 15 seconds every few minutes. Across a workday, that's a massive chunk of your productivity gone. Studies like those from the American Psychological Association suggest these switching costs can slash your overall productivity by as much as 40%. Think about that. Nearly half your potential efficiency vanishing into thin air just because you're trying to do too much at once. And it's not just about lost time. Quality takes a nosedive too. When your brain is constantly switching, your ability to think deeply, catch errors, or be creative is severely compromised. Ever send an email with a glaring typo after being interrupted? Or reread the same paragraph 5 times because your mind was elsewhere? That's context switching and cognitive overload in action. It makes us sloppy. Beyond performance, chronic multitasking contributes to increased stress and mental fatigue. Your brain is working much harder, less efficiently, leading to burnout faster. It's like revving your car engine in neutral. Lots of noise, lots of fuel spent, but you're not going anywhere. So if multitasking is the villain, who's the hero of our story? It's single tasking, or what I prefer to call deep intentional focus. When you dedicate your full attention to one thing at a time, your brain can engage its full processing power. Cognitive load is managed, those context switching costs plummet, and you enter a state of flow where work feels almost effortless and highly productive. You produce higher quality work. You do it faster, and ironically, by doing one thing at a time, you actually get more done by the end of the day with less stress. Okay, you're probably thinking, that sounds great in theory, but my world is full of distractions. How do I actually do this? Don't worry, the transformation starts with a few simple, actionable strategies. Strategy number 1: time blocking. Deliberately schedule blocks of time in your day for specific focused tasks. Treat these blocks as unbreakable appointments. For 9 a.m. to 10 a.m., it's only report writing. No emails, no calls. Second, obliterate distractions. This is non-negotiable. Turn off notifications on your phone and computer. Close unnecessary browser tabs. If you can, find a quiet space or use noise-canceling headphones. Create a focus ritual. Maybe it's putting on specific music, making a cup of tea, or a 2-minute breathing exercise. This signals to your brain, okay, it's deep work time. Third, embrace the Pomodoro technique. Work in focused 25-minute sprints. a Pomodoro. Then take a genuine 5-minute break. This isn't for scrolling social media. It's for letting your brain rest and recharge. After about 4 Pomodoros, take a longer break, 15 to 30 minutes. This rhythm keeps your mind fresh and prevents that deep mental fatigue that leads to mistakes and burnout. Fourth tip: batch similar tasks. Instead of answering emails as they arrive all day, dedicate specific windows for only emails. Same for calls or administrative tasks. This minimizes the mental whiplash of constant context switching. Consider the Eisenhower matrix for prioritization. Urgent bears important. Focus on what's important, not just what's screaming loudest. This helps you direct your single-tasking energy to what truly matters. And finally, and this is crucial, be patient and practice mindfulness. Shifting from a lifetime of culturally ingrained multitasking habits takes time. You will get distracted. The key is to gently bring your attention back without judgment. Mindfulness isn't just meditation. It's about training your attention muscle. Even a few minutes a day focusing on your breath can significantly improve your ability to resist distractions and stay present. So the next time you feel the urge to juggle 5 things, remember the science. Your brain isn't built for it. You're not being more productive. You're just making yourself busier, more stressed, and prone to errors. Instead, embrace the quiet power of single tasking. Choose one thing. Give it your undivided attention. Watch your productivity soar, your stress levels drop, and the quality of your work transform. You have the power to redesign your workflow and reclaim your focus. Start small, pick one strategy, and commit to it for a week. The difference will surprise you. Think about high-stakes professions: a surgeon, a pilot. Multitasking isn't an option. It's a direct threat to safety and success. While your daily tasks might not be life or death, the principle of focused attention yielding better, safer outcomes still applies. Our brains evolved to focus on one threat or one opportunity at a time for survival. This ancient wiring hasn't caught up to our modern, digitally saturated world. Another way to visualize cognitive load: imagine pouring information through a funnel. Your working memory is that narrow spout. Try to pour too much from multiple jugs at once, and it just overflows. Information lost, unprocessed. These context switches force your brain to perform constant mental gymnastics, reconfiguring, recalling, re-engaging. It's exhausting, like trying to sprint a marathon by constantly stopping and starting. You burn far more energy than if you just maintained a steady pace. Why is time blocking so effective? Because it creates clear boundaries. It tells your brain, and potentially others, this time is sacred for this task. It pre-commits your focus. When minimizing distractions, think layers. Physical space, quiet room. Digital space, notifications off, essential tabs only. And even mental space, a quick mental note to address wandering thoughts after your focus block. Crucially, those Pomodoro breaks are not wasted time. They are productive rest. They allow your brain to consolidate information and restore neurotransmitters needed for focus. Skipping them is counterproductive. Feeling overwhelmed by a big task? Break it down. Single tasking works best with manageable chunks. Decompose large projects into smaller, specific subtasks. Then apply focused effort to each one sequentially. Got a tiny task that will take less than 2 minutes? David Allen's 2-minute rule says do it immediately. It takes more mental energy to track and remember it than to just get it done. This clears mental clutter for bigger focus periods. With mindfulness for focus, it's not about forcing thoughts away. It's about noticing when your mind wanders, acknowledging the distraction without frustration, and then gently, repeatedly redirecting your attention back to your chosen task. That Flow state, we mentioned, it's where peak performance and deep enjoyment meet. Single tasking is your gateway there. When you're fully absorbed, time seems to melt away and the work itself becomes rewarding. Some of you might be thinking, but my job demands I juggle. Often, what's demanded is quick responsiveness, not true simultaneous multitasking. Strategies like batching communication and clear boundary setting can manage these expectations without sacrificing your focus and well-being. Beyond immediate productivity, consistently practicing focused attention can have long-term benefits for your brain health, improving memory, concentration span, and even resilience to age-related cognitive decline. So, let's remember that feeling of being a multitasking superstar. It's an illusion. The reality is your brain thrives on singular, dedicated focus. Don't just take my word for it. Experiment. For one day, consciously choose single tasking. Notice how you feel. Notice what you accomplish. The evidence will be in your own experience. Stop chasing the myth of multitasking. Start cultivating the power of intentional focus. It's not about doing less. It's about doing what matters better, with less stress and more satisfaction. Reclaim your attention, reclaim your time, reclaim your mental clarity. But what about those people who seem like great multitaskers? Research suggests they're often not actually better at doing things simultaneously, but might be quicker at switching, or are perhaps tackling tasks that aren't truly attention-demanding. In fact, studies indicate that people who think they are good at multitasking and do it often are typically worse at it than those who prefer to focus. Their self-perception doesn't match their actual performance decline. Your working memory, that cognitive load space, is like a tiny mental scratch pad. You can only jot down so much before it's full, and you start losing information or making mistakes when trying to add more. True creativity and deep problem-solving require uninterrupted stretches of thought. Multitasking shatters this. It keeps your mind skimming the surface, preventing those aha moments that come from profound concentration. Constant switching doesn't just make you less effective, it can make you more irritable, frustrated, and impatient. You feel perpetually behind, and small interruptions can trigger disproportionate annoyance. Conversely, there's a deep satisfaction in taking a single task from start to finish without interruption. This sense of accomplishment is a powerful motivator and stress reducer. When batching emails or messages, proactively communicate your system. I check emails at 11 a.m. and 4 p.m. This manages expectations, reduces the sender's anxiety, and protects your focus blocks. Don't be too rigid with Pomodoro timings. 25-5 is a starting point. You might find 45-10 works better for you, or even 50 out of 15 for very deep work. Experiment to find your optimal focus rhythm. Mindfulness for focus doesn't require lengthy meditation sessions. Try micro practices. Before starting a task, take 3 conscious breaths. When interrupted, pause and recenter for 10 seconds before diving back in. Our modern, always-on culture often glorifies busyness over effectiveness. Resisting this pressure to constantly multitask is an act of rebellion for the sake of your own productivity and well-being. This isn't just about work. How often do you multitask your leisure time, scrolling your phone while watching a movie? Be present in your relaxation too for genuine rejuvenation. Think about actively designing your physical and digital environments to support focus. What small changes can you make today to reduce friction and make single tasking the easier choice? Like compound interest, the benefits of consistent focused work accumulate over time. Small daily gains in productivity and clarity lead to significant achievements and reduced stress in the long run. Remember, focus is a skill, not a fixed trait. Like any skill, it strengthens with deliberate practice. You can get better at it. So the question isn't if you can improve your focus, but what truly deserves your precious, undivided attention today. Choose wisely, focus deeply, and watch what happens. Think of your working memory like a computer's RAM. Multitasking keeps too many programs open, slowing everything down. Single tasking closes unnecessary apps, freeing up mental RAM for speed and smooth processing on what's important. Why do we multitask if it's so bad? Each tiny task switch or notification check can give a small, fleeting dopamine hit, making us feel productive. It's a deceptive reward loop that actually undermines deep accomplishment. Choosing to single task isn't just about productivity, it's an act of self-respect. You're valuing your time, your mental energy, and the quality of your output over the illusion of frantic busyness. The challenge isn't to become a perfect single tasker overnight. It's to start small. Maybe one Pomodoro a day or 1 hour of no distraction work, and build consistency. Small wins create momentum. So, less stress, higher quality work, increased productivity, better creativity, more mental clarity, and a greater sense of accomplishment. The case for single tasking is overwhelming. In a world fighting for every second of your attention, remember that where you place it determines the quality of your life. Your attention isn't just a resource, it's your most valuable asset. Guard it fiercely. Use it wisely.